Okay. So good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us for today's event. I know many other people wanted to join this event, but if you can make it, we'll try and share clips of this video on social media, and then you can have the opportunity to watch it. Okay, so thank you so much, Mayo, for joining me today. Today, we're going to be talking about a very important topic that affects parents, grandparents, people that have kids, and they're worried about their children's education. So, investing in children's education, RSP, and rental strategy. And with me today is Mayo. So, Mayo, do you want to introduce yourself, please?
Yeah, thank you very much, Lilia. It's a pleasure to be here, and I am excited to talk about this interesting topic. It's definitely one that would excite every parent. I would say it's safe to say every caring parent, and I want to acknowledge that almost every parent would care about their children's future. They want it secure. They want to look for ways to make sure that the financial burden of raising their children does not become bigger as they get older, and especially with the high cost of inflation over the last 2, 3 years, we can all feel the pinches, all the pain. Having said that, I'm a mother myself, a mother of two hyperactive boys. So they keep me on my toes, and I'm grateful to have them for certainty. Yeah, as boys, they make me scream, they make me yell, but what else can I ask for? It is
Yeah.
definitely a pleasure. That's the most interesting, most pleasurable hats that I wear, that of being a mother. And on the professional side, I'll keep it simple and high level because if I were to go start from how did I become a real estate agent, that's another webinar on its own. But I'm a realtor with a project management professional certification. So that means definitely that I've been in the project management world for quite a little bit before transitioning into real estate. And that gives me the, I would say, advanced people management skills that I have with dealing with my clients, managing my transactions, and ensuring that my clients have a strong relationship with me, one that would span over several years, over several decades, not just stops at a transaction. So I would gladly give that kudos to my project management training, which helps me with understanding how to work with people, how to manage their expectations, how to help them see what they can afford, at what stage they are at with their real estate goals and objectives. And usually, it's just I would say it's kind of typical for every one of us to have very high goals and expectations, but then also coming back to the realization of the financial system that we all have operating in right now with regards to inflation again. And I help them manage their reality, their expectations based on their current farm. And irrespective of whether they thought they could buy a single detached, which is way above their budget, based on their reality today, even if all they can get is a townhouse or even a stacked condo based on the mortgage qualification, which is what your profession is. You definitely understand what I'm saying because everybody comes saying, "Oh, I want a double car garage and all that." But yes, I am super excited to be here. Just so I cut this the intro. No, I don't spend too much time trying to explain what I do, but keeping it to the fact that I'm a real estate agent and I happily help my clients, buyers, sellers, to navigate the ever-changing terrain of the Ontario real estate market. I'm happy to be here again. Thanks for having me, Lilia.
Wow, Maya, that was an impressive intro and profile. Thank you so much. Mine is very brief. So my name is Lilia Yababo. I'm a mortgage agent with Pineapple Financial. Um, so what do I do? As a mortgage agent, I work with various lenders. I'm not just for one bank, I'm for all. And what do? I also utilize advanced mortgage strategies to help Canadian homeowners and investors to shave off thousands of dollars off their mortgage. So sometimes a lot of people will call me and say, "Oh, I got this rate from the bank or from another mortgage agent. Can you beat it?" So I'm not about beating whatever rate. I'm looking at your whole portfolio and I'm structuring your mortgage so that come 3, 5 years, you will thank me, in looking at a holistic picture of what your portfolio looks like. Okay, so that is me in a nutshell. So Mayo, today we're going to be discussing investing your child's education, rental versus RSP strategy. We're going to also be debunking some myths and then a lot of things, a lot of noise going out there. So without wasting much time, I just want you to, like, as a realtor, what is rental investment like? If you meet a client on the street and they're telling you, "Oh, I want to buy a home. I haven't even been able to purchase my home. Currently, I'm renting, and I would like to own a home one day, but I live in Ontario, in GTA. The prices are crazy. My income cannot even is not sufficient for me to purchase a home. What will you tell me?" Someone talked to me about I could look outscared, to try and go into rental investment. Is that the path I should be going? Or I should try as much as possible to get my first time home, like get my own home and move into it before thinking of rental.
Well, thank you so very much. That's a good question, Lilia. So, I would say every client situation is unique. So, we do individual assessment for clients because every one of them is special, and they are all embarking on different journeys.
Yeah.
They have just they're just them. You. So, I would definitely tell anyone looking to invest as a real estate agent and also as an investor that real estate investment, there's just this common saying, if you're coming to the real estate market today, you're late. You should have been here yesterday. But today is tomorrow's yesterday. So,
Yep.
welcome to the market today. Today's your time.
Yep.
So, by all means, we do not want to focus on how inexpensive, on how unaffordable it is. So, it is unaffordable for a reason
Yep.
because we all see the potentials in it. We all understand that it's only a matter of time. You don't wait to buy real estate, you buy real estate and wait.
Yeah. True.
So, if I cannot afford core Vancouver, core GTA, or all the very big markets, then by all means, all I need is that mindset that I have to buy my real estate, start investing in my real estate portfolio today, and wait for a certain time. There is always something in the market for every one of us.
Mhm.
However little, big the budget size is, you would always have something that you can tap into.
True.
And what I mean is, it could be as diverse as I want to believe we're speaking to our audience is more of the everyday 9 to 5 you and me kind of people. So if we streamline this conversation to that, then I would say there are different ways that we can come together to invest in real estate. Even if,
Mhm.
as one person, I'm not able to afford the type of investment I will be looking for in real estate. But keep in mind, either you can afford it or not. The end goal, I'm going to say this early on, for every investor is to secure a multifamily unit. And I'm going to reiterate that. In this market, in my market, investing 600, 700,000 in a rental property would not, the numbers would not add up. It's not going to be an asset for a long, long time. So
Mhm.
I would this is an entire webinar on its own on how to invest in multifamily real estate.
Yes.
Yes, so but investing in real estate by all means is the way to go, especially if you need something you can touch.
Yes.
If you need something you can touch, something tangible, something you can easily liquidate, something you can easily have return around if you need cash today.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, there are highs and lows with the real estate market, but it so far it has been it is generally accepted as the most stable investment portfolio that you can have your investment in.
Thank you so much. Okay, so let's go back to the topic. RSPs, right? So
Hmm.
RSP has been around for a very long time, and it's the way most people know how to save for their child's education, right? So today we want to open up this, we want to blow up this topic so people can think beyond just RSP. And like you said, Mayu, inflation, cost of education, everything is now expensive, right? Even for your child to go and start a 4-year degree today, is the RSP, the funds you're putting into the RSP, is it even sufficient to cater for the tuition, the living expenses, the cost of education? You have a child, for example, that wants to go do a science degree, right? And that university they want to attend is far from home, right? They're not going to be going from your home every day. So RSPs, with RSP, yes, you can contribute 2,500 annually, right? For you to be able to tap and benefit from the government to get that 500 and max of 7,200 lifetime government grant. Even if you put that 2,500 in another form of investment and say you have a decent rate, say you even started investing when the child was 1 year old, with a decent rate, there's no how you'll be able to get up to 150,000 when the child is ready to go to university, right? So is RSP the only responsible way to save for a child's education?
Thank you. Thank you again. So also the answer is no. You actually answered the question with saying that there is a maximum, there's a cap, there's a limit to which you
Mm-hmm.
can contribute in RESPs, and that's $50,000. So
Mm-hmm.
even when you put it in some hybrid mutual funds and different portfolios, which that's your areas, but you can speak more to that. But I'm
Yep.
saying no, it's not just going to cut it. Like if you were to purchase even, I mean, let's just let's go back 5 to 10 years in time. So 5, 10 years ago, if you have a child who's 10 years old today and you bought a townhouse then at maybe 300, 400,000, the numbers speak for themselves.
True.
So yes, our RESPs are good. They are definitely, um, but it's just one approach towards
Yes.
saving for your children's future, for their
Mm-hmm.
education. Now, putting it into something bigger, something more with a huge ROI on your investment is definitely going to be more of a better approach than just looking to max out the RSP um, limit for each child. I mean, remember when you and I were having this conversation a few days ago? What if your child decides not to go to college?
I know kids of these days, you can't predict.
Exactly. So, yes, we don't want to have just a one mindset investment opinion or roadmap. We want to diversify our children's portfolio for as long as we are alive to plan for them.
True,
Another
true.
conversation when we talk about life insurance and all that. But yeah, for as long as I'm here, I would like to do my best to diversify my children's investment portfolio so that at least they can have something to fall back on.
Yes.
And with RESP, it's just you can only use it for one thing.
Mm-hmm.
But with other investment options, and this time around focusing on real estate, you can use it for anything.
Indeed,
So
true.
RSP is designed for only one and only objective in mind. But
Mm-hmm.
with your real estate, you can do whatever you want. It's just like your money in the bank. Nobody can tell you whether you should buy a Prada bag or a Tommy Hilfiger bag. The choice is all yours, you know. So, yes, this would be definitely a great way for us to educate our clients. Like I mentioned earlier, I always like to deal with my clients based on a one-on-one basis. So for some clients, based on their income bracket, they can only contribute into RSP. And even their contributions to RSP might only be affordable because they get some child tax benefit. So, but whatever it is that we are talking about here is the key takeaway point from this conversation is you want to set aside something. I would say the baby step would be start with at least that every month you should have a recurring deposit into your child RSP. Then as it grows bigger and you have more savings to invest into their future, you want to make sure that you begin to look for ways to diversify.
Mm-hmm.
But do not wait till when you have that 100,000, 200,000.
Yeah.
That would not be the right time. So the goal here is to keep it as a priority to set aside something. If where you're at today is at just contributing $100 per month into the RSP, make sure you do not let that slip through the cracks. Take advantage of it. If it is 200, if it is 500, but keep in mind that the more savings you have, then you begin to think bigger as to what do we do at this point. And by all means, whatever investment portfolio your real estate dream or goal can give to you based on your financials, you want to make sure you lock in something.
Yeah.
It does not have to be a huge real estate portfolio. We want mindset. So that would help us grow with our children's financial planning and their securing their future as they also mature and when the time comes for them to decide, am I going to college? Do I want to go to trade school? Do I want to become an engineer? Or do I just want to become a plumber?
Mm-hmm.
So there are different trades, different professions that each child would end up deciding what he or she wants to become. And
Yeah.
the best we can do is support them
Okay,
into that
sure.
role. Yeah.
Thank you. So I've had parents say, yeah, they know the RSPs are not enough, the funds in there, but they're hesitant to do the rental property investment because they feel it's either too risky compared to the RSP, um, or they just have concerns or fears. What would you say to such people?
I would say their fears are valid, but then again, if we were to live in fear, we would not even drive a car. So everything in life, even breathing, poses a form of risk depending on the environment you find yourself in.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying in essence is, I remember attending a seminar about 2, 3 weeks ago, and it was about multifamily investing and all that. And they mentioned that in their portfolio of about 600 tenants, there are only four tenants that are in
Mhm.
default or are troublesome. So, yeah. There are really, really not nice tenants out there,
Yeah.
but they're not going to deter us we're not going to be scared of just that very tiny, minute percentage of tenants who would make make it look like we didn't make the right decision. So that's a distraction, it's a noise that we do not want to listen to. So, and that is where working with an expert like myself comes into the picture as well when it comes to you looking for the right tenants. Because as realtors, we're trained to screen out qualified tenants and ensure that we help our landlords to secure tenants that would not be troublesome. But keep in mind that even if a tenant is not troublesome, life happens. So you might have a family where father and mother both work for the government, and within a space time of 3 to 6 months, they might both lose their jobs. Because once someone gets into an accident, I mean, life just happens. And
Mhm.
then they begin to struggle with payment. So, but all this what if scenario situations are not the typical situations that you will encounter as a landlord on a daily basis. So, yes, keep in mind that there are not so nice people out there who you might rent out your home to, but you want to ensure that you do your due diligence in
Yeah.
screening the people you're going to be having as tenants. And
Mhm.
as much as possible, you want to work with a realtor who has a eye for details in qualifying tenants.
Yeah. So that's very important. Working with a trade professional, a realtor, who can help you create this tenants before you put them in, because it's easy to put them in your house, but to get them out is the difficult part. So you want to work with
Not in Ontario, I'm sorry.
yeah, because you have to go to, landlord,
Uh,
but like, I think the whole idea is don't just go ahead and put an ad on Facebook and go find tenant and they tell you, oh, I have this income, I can even pay you 3, 4 months upfront, and you be like, oh, they have money, and you the things that you would screen for that a trade professional like you would be looking at, right? Okay, so thank you so much for that. Another thing, another myth I want you to address is, do we need to be wealthy to invest in a rental property?
Not at all. So, I like to look at it this way. If you want to invest in real estate, you just want to cut your code according to your cloth. So, so what that means is, you said it earlier, you're not going to narrow yourself to those areas that are out of your reach.
Mm-hmm.
So, and the interesting thing is, it does not even only have to be in Ontario.
Yeah.
So,
Saskatchewan, Alberta,
yeah, yeah, there
Teams.
is there is a downside to just investing in real estate, which I would say we really have to be careful. If you focus only on just the affordability today, keep in mind that those markets where you have very unbelievable affordability, they rarely also appreciate in value.
Creating value. That's a
So,
very valid point.
so you get what you give.
Yeah.
Yes, you cannot expect a market that has always sold detached homes at 200, 250 for the past 10, 15 years to just overnight appreciate to 700,000. That's not going to happen. So it might just be a way to stash away your cash, which is good if that is what you're looking for. Keep
Mm,
in mind, one rule of thumb for investing in real estate is you want to make sure whatever property you're purchasing is within 20 to 30 minutes drive from the airport. The moment you are more than 30, 40 minutes drive from the airport, then remember they say location, location, location. So location is everything with real estate.
Why the airport though? Is it because more people are traveling and they would like, why the airport?
I would say it's just because it is the up that brings in the influx of
Gotcha.
people coming in and out of the city. Yeah, so if it's not easily accessible, if you can easily go in and get out, then I would say just draw a big radius around the different airports you have in Toronto. Anywhere outside of those region will be those places where you will be like, "Oh, okay, wow, I can't believe I can buy a townhouse for this price." But
That's true.
then you might sit on it for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years sometimes, and you just realize that you begin to question yourself, is this really an investment? Exactly. So there are some type of properties which I would also say would be another conversation for another day, that you do not buy them with intention to even selling them at all.
Yep,
You buy them to leave them for the next generation.
that's true.
So, but these type of properties, yes, they do cash flow. So you are not buying them because you want to resell for their resale value. You buy
Mhm.
them because you run the numbers with your real estate agent, and then they're going to cash flow, and then you would get a return, however small or big, depending on the size, on a monthly basis, on an annual basis. And then, you actually have, because it takes care of itself.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that cash flow you can channel, you know, to the child's education or to any business venture you want to embark on, right? So,
Sure.
um, again, like how Mayu put it, I like how she put it. Don't wait until you have the $1 million, before you say you can get into real estate. The properties out there, but again, please work with a professional. Okay. Okay. So next question I have, someone submitted, was real estate investing ties up your money and it makes it inaccessible. Is that
Um,
true?
I would say it is yes and no,
Mm-hmm.
but it ties up your money in a nice way. So if you keep your money in the banks and you're getting 2, 3, 4% maximum on it, you're also tying up cash.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're logged into a type of investment portfolio, you might not even be able to break it easily.
Yeah.
You might, depending on how the term of your investment, you might actually even it might cost you more trying to break it and assess it than trying to sell a house.
Mm,
And remember, you can always take out equity in
equity,
your real
true.
estate investment.
Mm-hmm.
So, these questions would always pop up because people don't know. They would just want
Yeah.
to know, right? So you can always tap into the equity of your real estate investment. So the first option is not always to sell. That's the
Yeah.
beauty of owning real estate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can always borrow against the value of your home, which is what tapping into your equity
Yeah.
means. And by all means, you always want to ask questions. Always speak to your mortgage broker. Always speak to your real estate agent, because these people, especially when you have the ones you've formed a long-term relationship with, they would always guide you in the right
Mm-hmm.
direction. They would
True.
always tell you why you do not have to panic, even when you have an emergency need for funds. Yeah. So
True.
yes, you've tied your 20% down payment in real estate investment, but what is the value?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then you suddenly need 100,000 like right now. So you can take advantage of your own equity line of credit. You can have funds out in less than 1 week.
Very true.
Exactly. So
Very true. So just for the purpose of our audience or whoever will be coming across this video, you buy a property for 300,000, say how many years ago? Today the value of the home is 500,000. It has appreciated in value. You have 200,000 in equity. You can tap into a percentage of that 200,000 to do whatever you want to do, right? Be it if you want to start a business, you want to fund your child's education. So that's what Mayo was referring to when she said you can tap into the equity of your real estate property. It's the same concept too, like when you were mentioning, yes, it ties up the funds, but just as you have good debt and you have bad debt, this one is a good debt, right? Because even if you purchase a home, like you were explaining earlier, where the property is not one that would appreciate but cash flows, you can actually use those funds, right? And you can use it for anything. Same concept when you want to save your money. You know those savings account that the banks normally give us and it just yields cents every month in interest? You can decide to leave your money in there and be counting the cents, or you can decide to invest, like take a big chunk of that savings and, diversify, buy ETFs or whatever investment vehicle you're comfortable, or put it into high interest savings accounts or GICs or whatever. So same concept, okay? So don't just assume that, oh my God, real estate is gonna, tie up all my money, does not provide guaranteed growth. You've heard from the expert today, Mario. You can actually assess the equity in that property. Okay. I think this question is similar to the one we just addressed. Owning a rental property will ruin your cash flow. Is that correct? It will ruin
Um,
your cash flow. Owning a rental property will ruin your cash flow.
that question doesn't sound.
It doesn't sound
So,
complete.
no, but I'm just going to say, it's either you have liquid or you have assets.
Yeah.
So your cash flow tight, but then your asset rich. What would you prefer?
Asset rich.
Exactly. So, I mean, people ask all sort of questions, trust me, and I'm glad that you caught all these type of questions because then you begin to wonder, where is this even coming from? I'm sure you get a
Yes.
lot of that. And it's just, we create a lot of barriers for not doing what we know could potentially change our situation. And it's called fear.
Mhm.
We understand that there is a lot of potential here to be tapped into, but we have that inner voice in our head sometimes telling us, oh, it's too risky, don't try it. You're going to lose all your money.
Mhm.
It's cheaper, it's safer to rent. It's not to deal with anything real estate, and then you begin to just focus on all the negative stories with just you can put a million reasons together as to why something is not viable.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you see the value, not just some blind emotional value, but some hardcore numbers with real estate investment, then trust me, whatever negativity that pops in, all you have to do is ask.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just ask and ask and ask. Talk to those who have done this before, talk to those who are currently doing this, and just surround yourself with the people who can help you grow your mindset of investment, especially for your children now. We're not just talking about a 2-year turnover on just a short-term investment. We're looking long-term, remember. So even if, yes, today you're going to feel the pain of putting a whole lot of money down to invest in real estate, but ask yourself 5, 10 years down the line,
Yeah.
what is going to be the story?
Yeah.
So we're not talking about immediate gains now. Yes, if you were to put 20% down in an investment property, that's a whole lot of money in whatever property you're securing in Ontario. So yes, you're gonna feel the pinch.
Mhm.
If you are a regular everyday people, I mean, everyday people like you and I would always feel the pinch if we have to
Yeah.
put 20% down. And because I'm saying the average or the minimum you would be purchasing anything across Ontario, and this is like lowering it, will be 500,000. So we're
Mhm.
saying 100,000 plus closing costs.
Mhm. Yeah.
So how many people will put 100,000 down today and not feel like plus closing costs plus property tax that you have to pay right away,
Yes.
and the repairs, maintenance, all these costs do not wait for you. They do not know whether So yes, there will be a lot of cutbacks on maybe you need to cut back on family vacations, you need to cut back on eating out as often as you would love to, on
Yeah.
some luxury items, goods, whatever you need to do. If you see the value in this, then you will by all means focus on the long-term goal and the
Yeah.
long-term benefit, not just the short-term sacrifices that you have to make to get your kids to where you want them to be.
That's that's uh that's very true. You know, financial education and a lot of these things we are not taught in schools. And even many of us are immigrants into Canada. It's not like we were practicing this from back home before we came into Canada. So I like when you mentioned surround yourself with the right people, the right mindset. You don't know those things, go be intentional about it. Go somewhere where you'll be educated. Talk to a professional. Don't talk to your friend because your friend is going to be telling you what they Googled. Oh, someone told me. Someone told me this. Who? Did you speak to a realtor? Did you speak to a mortgage broker, a mortgage agent? Those I just heard. Oh, I Googled it, you know. My friend told me that this is how it works. Who is your friend, you know? So surround yourself with the right people, be intentional about, educating yourself on some of those strategies. There are a lot of strategies out there. You don't have to be, some people will say, oh, I work 9 to 5. Even to buy my first home, it was a struggle. Now you're telling me but do you know that yes, okay, you were able to buy your first home. Congratulations. Do you know you could tap into the equity and repeat the same process and this time go buy a multi-family unit? Because that first home that you bought is not giving it like it's not cash flowing. That's just a place for you to live.
It's a liability.
Yeah, that's just a well,
For as long as you live in
congratulations.
it.
That's the first step. But
Yeah.
and then you start wondering, oh, how come this person had the person told me has 3 properties? How are they doing it? Are they doing something? No, they're not doing anything illegal. They've talked to a professional and they're utilizing smart strategies. They got the first asset, now they're getting the second, they're getting the third, and um they're not running into issues when they have to tap money to embark on a business venture or to do whatever they want to do. Okay. So please surround yourself with the right people, right professionals that can help you, one that has been in the industry, knows the market, one that is a true professional, and then book a consultation, have a meeting with them to look at your entire portfolio, like assess your needs and be able to give you professional advice on how you can go. Okay? Okay, so another concern is if the property market crashes, oh my God, I lose everything. Is that true?
So remember, nothing is flat. Life is all about the highs and the lows.
Yeah.
So no investment is 100% going to be like always, always booming. Not the stock market, not any other thing. And remember, we're not trying to flip
Yeah.
a house here. We're not trying to buy, renovate, and put it back on the market. This is not
Mhm.
a short-term investment.
Long term.
So think long term. It would always go up and down, up and down. So you know when to buy, you know when to sell.
You know when
So
to tap.
exactly, exactly. So yes, whatever it is, whatever the weather, real estate is always, always.
Sure. Even the stock market. Yes, you might buy a stock today and it's going up, 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 and all of a sudden you don't get scared and say, oh my God, I'm just going to sell. It's going down, because at the end of the day, you want to look at the average, right? So you buy a stock today over 5, 10 years, you would, even though it goes up and down in that 10-year time frame. it would like that's where you want to look at, not a short term, like you said. You should think long term. Okay.
Exactly. I mean, I've seen
So,
many people stay out of the market right now, not because they don't want to buy, but because they're not acting deep down. They're living in fear. Let me just
mhm,
simply put it that way, because it's been a buyer's market for several months now. But unfortunately, if we're not careful, we just only think inside a box.
mhm, mhm,
So, and then we only listen to the rumors around, oh, it's gonna crash, something is terrible is gonna happen, and it's gonna be worth peanuts. But remember that if everything crashes, it means your 100,000 will be worth $1. So, so I don't get it when people say, "Oh, it's still not cheap enough." Because I
mhm.
have buyers who think the townhouses we have selling for 700, 600 today should go, they're still overpriced. It's going still
Mhm.
going to go back to about 300. But I keep telling them that same amount, that same savings you have in your bank that you're looking would also depreciate in value.
Of
So
course.
everything would be worth, you wouldn't be able to afford it. That's just what it
Mhm.
means. So don't wait for the worst case scenario. Just make sure you run your numbers right. And if they add up, then the time is right.
So
So
Mario,
remember, long term, these we're investing for the kids,
true.
not for just a short time gain.
Mm, yes. Mario, do you ever get calls from client or prospects that would tell you, oh, please, before I even proceed, I want to buy a property, but before I proceed, I just want to know, is it a buyer's market or a seller's market? And when they
No,
get the response, they just be like, oh, maybe I should just wait. Maybe I should wait. Someone told me that by February or the prices will go down. So let me just wait. Do you get
that
calls like
happens.
that?
That happens a lot, a lot.
Yeah.
And most times when people show up with that mindset, unfortunately, it is hard to change them because they've embedded themselves too deeply with people who do not know the numbers
Yep.
and they keep going back to them.
Yep.
And yeah, if there are people, sometimes, don't get me wrong, I'm able to educate, enlighten many of my buyers, and then they come back, they're like, oh, Mayo, you know what? We're so glad we met you at the time we met you. Look at us now. This is how much equity we have.
Yep.
But I have a lady that most recent, and it keeps ringing in my head, you know. And I would tell you the power of who you speak with,
Yep.
how negatively or positively it might impact you in every key. I met this lady. She has a very decent job with a her husband works also for a top IT auditing firm. I
Mm,
mean, sorry, accounting firm. She works for the government. Very, very good job. And we met for coffee one day, and she told me, you know what, Maya, I regret that we were hanging around the people we hung around when we bought our home. She said, I said, why do you say that? She said, we could have afforded a detached home when we bought our
mm,
home, which was, I think, around 2018. We could have afforded a 600,000, even 550. Then you could buy detached homes for 500 in Ottawa. She said, but because all our friends were buying townhouse condos and we did not want to look different, we didn't want
oh,
to,
right.
yes. So we just thought that was the norm. Yeah. And now condo fees have gone up. They bought an old townhouse condo. Condo fees keeps going up every now and then. And nobody wants to buy a townhouse condo with condo fees of almost 600, 700,000. It's just
That's a
like it's
lot.
almost as if we're stuck.
Yeah.
So, yeah, do not come with a closed mindset if you really want to grow. If you want to grow your portfolio, you want to save for your children's future, you want to start helping them with, getting a head start with either going to college or if they choose not to go to college, at least something to help them weather the very difficult storm of becoming an independent man or woman. As parents, we try to help in as many ways as we can, but most importantly, at this point, I want to say one word to parents. Also, please take some time, relax, pause, enjoy this long break over the next 1 to 2 weeks, and try to love yourself too. Take good care of yourself while you're working hard to secure your children's RESP, rental, investment, whatever your goals are. Remember to take care of yourself, because when you take care of yourself, that's when you're going to be able to take care of your family, and your children will
Mm,
thank you for it too. So,
thank you
yeah.
so much. Thank you so much, Mayo. It was a pleasure having you today. And thank you so much for all the wisdom you shared with us today. You've heard it all. Um, please take care of yourself. Please speak to the right people. Speak to the right professional. Mayo here. She's an established, well-known realtor servicing Ontario. Am I correct?
You're
Yeah,
correct.
entire Ontario. So if you need to speak
I'm
to
local
her,
to Ottawa. I live in agents that I work with across anywhere in Canada, really.
okay,
Yeah.
anywhere across Canada. And so if you need to speak to her, you can find her on LinkedIn. I guess you can is there a contact? Is there an email address, phone number they can like if someone wants to speak to you, how can they reach you?
Yeah, they can. I would say, my check out Mayo Adenlolu on LinkedIn. Well, my phone number is 613-859-8746. So yeah, Maya Adenlolu, on LinkedIn, very active on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on Instagram. I would say those are the three platforms where I operate in, but most I'm a heavy user of LinkedIn. I would say that. Yeah, so it's always a pleasure. It's always a pleasure talking to you, Lilia. And yeah, let's do this again.
Okay. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye
Yes,
now.
sir. Bye.
Okay. Bye.